Hi, I'm Sam Bloxham. I'm doing this assignment for Psychology 1010 with Mr. Marsing. Okay, the amazing product that I looked into was something called the Uberman sleep schedule. It the idea is basically that if you stay awake for 4 hours, you can sleep for 30 minutes every 4 hours, and that's it. You won't ever have to take deep or long sleep. So I thought this was really interesting because I want to believe this is true. I've got a lot on my plate. I'm a college freshman, and I'm taking five core classes, so I could definitely fill up that time. Um, it's supposed to produce 20 to 22 hours of awake time, with the rest being sleep, and I found that hard to believe. So I decided to look into it before I went off and messed up my biological clock. Um, the only things that I was able to find were there was a lot of blogs with a lot of people writing in saying about how what they thought um, what they thought of it, that everyone on these blogs thought that they were true, but I noticed at the end of every single video none of them had said that they'd actually tried it. They said, well, summer's coming up, so I'm going to look into it. And I thought that was kind of interesting because wouldn't you write about it if you knew a little more about it? Anyway, so I did further research, and I couldn't find any real doctors. No, I couldn't find any real doctors, no one with an actual MD or PhD that recommended it. So that was definitely a red flag. Um, because just a couple of people saying that it works for them doesn't necessarily mean that it'll work for me or that it works at all. They might be suffering from the same thing I wanted to suffer from, which was believing that it was true, finding the right things in it. Uh, it was back in the early 40s. There was not a doctor. There was a professor. Same diff. There was a professor that decided to try it for himself, but he was only able to do it for a couple of years because no one else would do it with him. That's all I was able to find. And it was an article in Time magazine back then. Um, yeah, that's so I dug deep and I couldn't find any convincing evidence. So I'm not ready to try it on myself, not yet. Maybe I could maybe I could spend a couple more weeks on it and maybe find something convincing, but it hasn't got me going for it. So yeah, so there was no people. I couldn't find people who had actually done it and recorded that they'd done it and see what they had to say. I couldn't find that. Everything was by people wanting to do it. There were no doctors that recommended it. One guy said he claimed to have done it back in the 40s. Yeah. Um, Also, looking up on sleep cycles, 30 minutes just isn't quite enough to get your brain into that deep sleep, which is where your body gets its most rejuvenation from. Yep. Okay, and the horoscopes. I did 12. I recorded on 12 subjects. Me and my friends, Michael Zucker and Chansey, Goldaddy, were all in the same class. I recorded the results on that, and there's nothing really there that surprised me. I was surprised. Actually, I was surprised that not that no one in our study actually read up on their horoscope that day. That no one had done it. That's 12 randomly selected individuals. Maybe no one else believe. Maybe like me, no one else believes horoscopes, or maybe they don't know how to get to it. Less likely, but I think no. I think everyone knows that it's BS. Anyway, no one got one person got theirs right out of luck. They did. They said they had no idea what their horoscope was. That's about it. I enjoyed doing this assignment. It was fun. I love doing studies. I love doing social studies and statistics and so forth. And I look forward to more assignments like this. Thanks.